Hey everybody. Uh the infinite regression, life sucks. Who gives a crap? Like this is just stupid. All I am trying to do and is apparently impossible. Apparently just cannot be done. Is I am trying to play a video game and just like decompress a little bit, but like life sucks too much for that right now. It's just bad. It's just bad right now. And look, students watch this channel, and that is the only reason I'm not unleashing a string of expletives right now. Okay, know this and understand this. Like, this is what it's like to be depressed. Like, this is what it feels like. Um, I understand the symptoms. I know what this is that I'm feeling. It feels bad. It feels like it's always been bad, and it feels like it's never going to get better. Look, I just tried to record myself playing my stupid Minecraft video, and like, no. It's not working. It's not happening. Um I died too many freaking times. Like that stupid island. When you dig down in the mine, there's just this area. The only place where you can mine, you get down into this area, and it's not an abandoned mine, and it's not some kind of like weird fortressy stronghold type of anything. It's just bad, is what it is. And it is filled with more mobs than you can even imagine. It's terrible. And so I just die and die and die and die. And all I'm trying to do is just play a video game so that I can like take the edge off of the just mind-numbing depression that is sapping my will to live, and like that's all I'm trying to do, and it is not working, you know, and it sucks. And yeah, I get it. Like I am middle-aged, uh, you know, straight cisgendered white man, um, who like, has a thing or two going well in his life. And for me to complain about anything is dumb. But guess what? Like, uh, it sucks sometimes. It sucks for everybody. Like, um, here's a concept that you need to wrap your brain around and understand and just incorporate into your understanding of the nature of the universe. This one comes to us from Buddhism, which Buddhism is the best of all religions, first of all. Um, Second of all, only in the Theravadan way. Like if you're coming at me with your large vehicle, your Mahayana, like I got no time for you. This is the words of the elders or nothing. Anyway, sorry, I'm very picky about my Buddhism. But also, guess what? Here's a fun fact. If you are a white person, especially, but if you are a Westerner, do not convert to Buddhism. That's dumb. And Buddhists think you are stupid. They do. They legitimately do, because part of Buddhism is the belief that there are, infinite recontinuances of life, that life just keeps going on and on and on, and you keep being reborn again and again and again, and that's just the nature of the universe. Oh yeah, there's my little ship. See, at least this game I can control a thing or two. One thing, maybe two. That's it. But yeah, come in and land, all you ugly spaceships that I got no time for. Yeah, I don't give a crap about my radiation protection. I am looking for one specific ship that I really like, that I'm waiting for it to come in and land, and if I can get an A class or better, S class would be preferred, but what are you gonna do? Anyway, that's what we're waiting on. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like, yeah, I feel like such a whiny little, like, uh middle school emo girl, thinking I have anything to complain about ever, but I'm wildly depressed right now. Um, and it is, I'm not in a good place mentally, and that is painful. Um, Now let's talk about Buddhism because it actually matters. Um, so yeah, if you convert to Buddhism, you're stupid. Sorry, did I say that wrong? Let me try again. If you convert to Buddhism, Buddhists think you're stupid. Wait, I feel like I'm not saying it right. If you convert to Buddhism, don't. There we go. That's probably a better way to say it. Um, so all of your like Steven Seagals and freaking Richard Gere's and whatnot, like they donate money, and you know it makes certain Buddhists smile. But I'll tell you this, like Buddhists that I have known and talked to are like, why? Why would you convert? Because obviously, if Buddhism is correct, then you will be reborn. And if you are living a good life, then you will be reborn as a Buddhist, meaning that you have a chance, not a guarantee, mind you, but a chance at reaching nirvana. Now, nirvana is not to be one with everything. Don't be stupid. Like, one with everything. As if that would be a good thing to wish for. One with everything. Like, nah, don't be an idiot. Like, sorry. I'm very, like, I just, like, I'm not in a good place right now. What do you want from me? Anyway, so, yeah. Here's, like, it is the same thing. Like, Jack Kerouac was a complete moron when it came to how he approached Buddhism. That is factually accurate, and you can check my work on that. Yeah, these are too freaking expensive. I'll never be able to. Well, not never, but like, not currently. Well, I guess I could, but this is not the one that I'm excited about. Yeah, and of course, the one I'm excited about hasn't come in at all. Anyway, so yeah, exactly. So here's the thing. If Buddhism is true, then you will be reborn as a Buddhist. There is no need for anyone ever to convert to Buddhism. Buddhism is something that you are born into, and it's something that you're born into if you have lived a good enough life to have that opportunity to be reborn as a Buddhist. So the fun thing is you can believe in Buddhism, believe every single word of it, but if you were not born a Buddhist and you convert to Buddhism, there are Buddhists who think that you are a complete dingus, and they are pretty accurate, I'm sorry to say. Sorry if it hurts your feelings. Anyway, so just know and understand that, first of all. Second of all, there's a concept within Buddhism that is absolutely powerful, beautiful, and wonderful. And I believe that it is very accurate in describing the way the world is to a certain extent. So the idea is this. It's called dukkha. Or if you are, you know, someone who speaks a decent language, you would call it tuk or tukwetania. Like what I feel like I'm in right now, even though I'm just, a freaking tweenage emo girl singing like freaking, Bring Me the Horizon lyrics and thinking I'm a metal fan. Not metal, by the way. Screamo is not now, nor has it ever been metal. Anyway, regardless, fact is, I love that there's a rainbow in the middle of a radioactive storm. Okay, so dukkha is a pretty simple concept. Okay, know this and understand this. Basic ideas from Buddhism. Number one, okay, quick roundup of the entire concept of Buddhism. Okay, so a young Siddhartha Gautama, or Siddhartha Gautama, if you want to say it like a white person, is born to a king in India. And, he has a miraculous birth, and at the time of his birth, a sage gives a prophecy that the king's son will either become a great and powerful religious leader, or okay, good, storm clearing. That he will either become a powerful religious leader, or that he will become a great king. And what does Dad want? Well, Dad wants his son to take over the family business, obviously. So he takes certain precautions. So he has his son basically kept in a gilded cage, always within the confines of the palace, never to leave, never to roam among the masses, and therefore never to know of the innate suffering that mankind endures, to only know the opulence of palace life. And this is how young Siddhartha is raised. And then, of course, he desires to see the outside world. And so he asks his father for a chance to go and see the outside world. Where's that ship that I like? Swear to God. A million ships have landed and not the one I like. Anyway, so he asks his father for a chance to go and see the outside world. And his father is hesitant, but he also realizes that his son will probably not give up on asking about this until he gets what he wants. So his father sets up a very elaborate plan to have his son encounter nothing but, things the like of which he has already seen in his time in the palace, people living well, people being happy, things going well, everything going according to plan. And that is what his father prepares him for. That is the tour that is set up. But of course, as his son goes out on this tour of the city, of the world outside the palace, he is introduced to a number of things which change the course of his life. He is introduced to a number of things which shake him up so much that he is thrown onto the path that his father did not want him to take. And so basically here's what happens. he gets off the beaten path, and what does he see? He sees an old man, and he has never seen extreme age like this. Yes, his father is older, his mother is older, but they are palace dwellers. You know, people who have never worked a day in their lives. They have not aged the way that an old commoner would have aged. And so, I swear to God, if I don't see in the next few ships, if I don't see the one I want, I'm just gonna bounce. I'm gonna trounce them sklounched. Anyway, so I hate the vacuum cleaners. Ugh. It's bringing in dumb stuff. Anyway, so he sees at first an old man, and he realizes, of course, he's no dummy. He realizes it. Well, he asks, "What is this that I'm seeing?" And of course, the response comes, "This is an old man," and he learns that all humans will eventually grow old, like this man. And it looks terrible to him. Looks absolutely awful. And then they are traveling a little further, and they come to a sick man. And he's never seen disease like this. He doesn't know what he's looking at. Again, he asks. They explain to him, this is illness. This happens to people. And he realizes that people will grow old and they will grow sick. And then he happens upon a dead man. And he has never seen death. And again, he is mystified. And again, he asks, and he learns about death. The terrible thing which awaits us all at the end of our lives. And, he is pained to learn of it. Come at me, you angry animal. Where are you? Anyway, so he is... he is pained to learn that all humans go through sickness such as this, we're talking about the dead man, that all humans will die. And of course he is existing in, call it Hindu, call it Brahmin, call it what you will, proto-Hinduism, whatever you want to call it. He's living in a system where the belief in reincarnation is already set. People already believe in reincarnation. And so he believes in reincarnation. That's just part of the... Oh, there it is. That's the ship I've been waiting for. Mr. Square Engine's over here. Please be a good one. You're the first one that I have seen. Class C, how dare you do this to me? The universe has conspired. Anyway. Class A. 28 plus 5. Let's see what this guy is gonna charge me for it. Oh, I'm gonna make an offer on your ship, friend. Yes, I am. Let's negotiate that price. Measly 13 mil? That ain't nothing, friend. That ain't nothing. Yeah, I'm very happy to have a ship such as this. Anyway, ugh, look at it. Square engines. Ugh, get this beauty up in the air. Here we go. Yes. That's what we've been waiting on. Anyway, oh. No, that's not a transmission tower. I just thought so because I saw the antenna. Anyway. So yeah. After seeing the dead man and realizing the eventual fate of all humans, they come across an ascetic, what you would call a monk, similar, most likely, to the wandering monks of Thailand, if you know about that particular tradition at all. I don't know. I don't know if you do. I don't know if you don't. If you do, then you are very impatient with my explanation of Buddhism because it just seems so very unnecessary for you. Because you're like, no, I do understand. I do get it. Oh, is that it? Oh, but it's not glowing. I think I've already used it. Because they glow blue when you haven't used them. I'm pretty sure. Anyway. Yeah, just park it anywhere. Yeah, I think I've used this one. Pretty sure. Wait, have I? Oh. Anyway. Let's do this like Buddhists. Anyway, so he sees what you would call a monk, an ascetic, a man who's devoted himself to a life of, humble religious devotion. And now, make of this what you will. Siddhartha at this time had a wife and also had a child. But in order to become the ascetic that he knew that he must become, he broke his father's heart. He returned from his trip outside and told his father, I have to go and I have to figure this out. And so he did. He went out into the wilderness alone, taking essentially nothing with him, and was prepared to take as much time as it took for him to learn what he needed to learn. Oh, wait. Where are you? Come on, hostile creature. Come at me. Anyway. So, he leaves his wife. He leaves his child. That's probably misspelled, but whatever. Yeah, he leaves his wife, he leaves his child, and he goes out into the wilderness to seek answers. He wants to know how to make this whole system better, because he realizes that if this is what everyone has to go through to be born, to grow old, to grow sick, and then to die. He realized this was a curse. That mere existence itself was a curse. And so... Oh, that was weird. So anyway, he goes out, he wanders. It was under the Bodhi tree, which is a sacred tree in Buddhism. Under the Bodhi tree, he reached his enlightenment. He had his great epiphany, his great awakening. He realized the truth of the world. And he realized that to be alive is to suffer. That the suffering is caused by our yearning for this things of this world, this wildly impermanent, impermanent world which cannot satisfy. Cannot satisfy because it is ultimately temporary, because it will all fall apart in the end. Because you can't take it with you. You know, you can spend your whole life acquiring things of this world, and then you are going to die, and then you are going to start all over again from square one. And so it's futile. It's pointless. You know, to a certain extent, Buddhists are a bit nihilistic or nihilistic, depending on... I've heard it pronounced both ways, and I know that there is a correct pronunciation, but I always psych myself out as to which one is actually correct. Yeah, as someone who holds an advanced degree in the English language, you'd think I'd know, but I don't know everything, apparently. I don't know everything, much as it pains me to admit it. Anyway, so I don't even know what I'm looking for on this planet. I'm just flying around. So he realizes that to be alive is to suffer. And that if we yearn for the material things of this material impermanent world, that we are trapped in a cycle of continual birth, aging, sickness, death, and on it goes, ad infinitum, seemingly without end. And a Buddhist would say absolutely without end. Until Buddha, who is not a god, by the way, and who is not a big fat guy, by the way, so you know, Buddha is typically depicted with very feminine features and long earlobes indicating his wisdom. So make of that what you will. It's cultural differences. Anyway. But, yeah, so... Thank you for telling me things I already know. But yes, so yeah, it is our material cravings that will tie us to this endless cycle of birth, death, or birth, suffering as a result of existing in the first place. aging, sickness, and death. And it is our materialistic yearnings which tie us to this cycle. And so how do you get rid of your materialistic yearnings? Well, the Eightfold Path. And the Eightfold Path, I used to have it memorized. Actually, I didn't have it memorized in English. Yeah, just die. Never used my pulse splitter. So every now and again I got to. That's why I have it. So I can shoot shit kitties in the face. That's what they're called. That technical definition. Anyway, so by the way, that was a very non-Buddhist thing to do. But whatever. It's how I'm living, and you know. Hey, we're about to become better friends. So, the Eightfold Path is the path of the Buddha. It is the path of the monk. It is a way to... It is the reason why Buddhist monks are supposed to have no materialistic cravings. It is why they don't make their own food. They go out and beg for their daily sustenance, and they are provided their food out of the kindness of strangers. The same with the clothing on their backs. Their robes are provided annually, at least in Cambodia where I used to live. At Gatun, the... yeah, I don't explain it, but no, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to explain it. I feel like I'm going entirely too far afield here, but just, you know, the laity, the lay person buys their robes, they give them the rice, they pay for the upkeep of the wats, the temples, and so the monks themselves do not care for their own physical well-being. So they are to meditate, and they are to, provide blessings to the lives of the good karmic effects. They help bring good karmic effects because being kind to a monk brings good karma for the layperson, and the layperson, if they are good, then perhaps they can be reborn in a way in which they can become a monk in their next iteration, their next life. It's not called an iteration, by the way. Their next incarnation. Their next meat bagging, because that's basically what that means. Incarnate. Latin for in the flesh, but really carne, meat. So yeah, fleshy, carnal, your fleshy type stuff, your carnal desires. Oh, your fleshy type desires, your meaty desires. So basically, yes, your re-meat bagging, your reincarnation. Yeah, sorry, I'm having fun with language and no one else is. So the fact of the matter is that, oh yeah, who cares? I'm inside. So when you are reincarnated, if you are a layperson in Buddhism and you, as they say, tul a ban a, tul grok bana grok. If you do good, you will receive good karmic effect back to you. If you do bad, then you will receive bad karmic effect back to you. And so it is the hope of the laity that they can someday be reborn in a way in which they can become monk, and they can devote themselves to the things that really matter, which are finding a way to end the cycle. Now, here's where you're dumb if you think that Buddhism is about being one with everything, because it's not. When you end the cycle of infinite birth, aging, sickness, death, and rebirth to do it all over again, again, and again, and again. When you end that cycle, you are not reborn, and you cease to exist. You do not become one with the universe. You become none with the universe. And so the concept of suffering, it sounds very bleak to the Western mind. And you would think that Buddhists would be great pessimists if this is how they think the universe is, if this is the way that they believe the world operates. You would think that they would be great pessimists with this kind of a worldview, but no, they aren't. They believe this is the nature of the world. Actually, they have a great deal in common with the Gnostics of early Christianity, in their belief that this world is impermanent and cannot satisfy. And so part of the understanding there, life is suffering. Dukkha, dukvetaniya, the suffering that we all go through. Well, it's not like suffering in the way you conceptualize it. Let me finish talking to this guy. Okay, whatever. Yep. Always get rough with the Viking. Anyway, let me find this crashed freighter, because there's no way it's a ship, because life is disappointing. Yep. Okay, 1, 2, 6, 24, 120, 720. Oh, it is a distress signal. Ah, and the storm is clearing. My pessimism was unfounded. Anyway, so yes. Let's talk about this idea of dukkha, because it is so very important. So when a Buddhist says that life is suffering, they don't mean the same thing that you're thinking of, more than likely. So most people, if you were to tell them life is suffering, they'd be like, well, that's a very bleak way of looking at it. Life is suffering. Come on. Buck up, little camper, is what they would tell you. Well, here's the thing about that. Oh, let's throw all of these into... Okay. Let me just put several things in here that I'm going to need to install. Economy scanner. And I'm going to need cadmium drive. I'm going to need emerald drive. And I'm going to need to kill that mosquito. Oh, God. He fell apart. Like, literally just fell to pieces on my leg. bug parts everywhere. Anyway, that's fantastic. Okay. So at least we have some things here. Anyway, so that when we go back up to the space station, we're going to have parts that we're going to be looking for. How far away is this? 1 hour. No freaking way. We're going to leave the atmosphere. Anyway, so when we say life is suffering in a Buddhist context, dukkha is not suffering in the same way that you're thinking. You're probably thinking of the kind of suffering where, like, you know, someone's poking you with a red hot poker all the time. Well, it's not like that. That never has been like that, and it's just, that's inaccurate, very simply put. And so, well, what does it mean if it doesn't mean like suffering of a physical or even of an emotional type? Because it also doesn't mean the type of suffering where, you know, like how I've been feeling, just depressed and like, you know, nothing I have done has had any impact, that nothing is going well, and that nothing can get any better. And by the way, I understand that these are lies that my brain tells me. That's how that works. I get it. This ain't my first rodeo. I have been through this before. But because it's happening within your brain thinks that it's real. And you think that it's real. Search that cargo hold. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, not suffering. Ooh, underwater protection mode. That's very good, actually. Yes, class. But it is not suffering of that, you know, direct type. What would be a better definition than suffering? Say translation for dukkha would, a better translation would be a deep, abiding disappointment. A deep and abiding disappointment that life just never measures up. And it almost never does. And I don't know if my experience is similar to yours at all, but here's my experience, is that, you know, I always feel like people are kidding themselves half the time, because they will talk about like, oh, it felt so amazing when, and oh, it was so incredible when, and life altering, massive difference made in life, etc., etc., etc. You know, when describing a wild variety of life experiences. Ooh, a Class A. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to claim this bad boy. And on the plus side, it means I don't have to fix as much of it. Yeah. Just the pulse engine, which is like nothing. And we're done. Things back up and running. Anyway. You can sound your alarm all you want. But yeah, a deep and abiding dissatisfaction, a deep disappointment with the world and the way that the world is, that's a much better, oh, wow, a much better definition of dukkha. And so consider this. Like, here's the kind of thing that we mean. One of the interesting studies of happiness, there have been many studies of happiness, and a lot of the studies of happiness come back with a question rather than an answer, which is happiness the right thing? Like, is this what we really need? Is this what we are supposed to be doing with our lives? Because happiness is temporary. Happiness is fleeting. Happiness is hard to come by for a lot of people. And, we tell people these lies, like, oh, you can be anything you want to be. No, you can't. No, you can't. Guess what? Unless people in your family were billionaires, you're probably not going to be a billionaire. Hate to say it, but that's, the number one indicator of the social class that you will end up in is the social class that your parents are in. That is a sad but true fact about the world. So, yeah, if you are not currently, if you weren't raised by multi-cajillionaires, then chances are you're not going to be one yourself. Now, obviously, there are exceptions to that rule. But those exceptions are few and far between, and they give people the very, very unrealistic expectation that they can actually positively affect that portion of the outcome of their life. But you can't. And so there are a lot of things that and I love it. The internet's full of videos where it's like, oh, this guy is a double amputee, and people were like, he's never going to skateboard, but look at him go. Like, yeah, okay. Thanks for the boost of optimism, but like, let's be realistic here. Not everyone is bound for super awesomeness. And that sucks. That's not a happy thing to talk about. That's not a happy thing to realize. Like, oh, my life might not be heading in the direction of super awesomeness. Oh, well, that doesn't make me happy. Of course it's not going to make you happy. Anyway, oh, I already have some cadmium and some emerald. Anyway, regardless, but the fact is, people, like, most people, like, there are a lot of circumstances in your life that can have much more of an impact on what you actually become and who you actually become. And those things are going to have a lot more impact on the outcome of your life than you are going to have. And that's just unfortunate, but true. I mean, honestly, let's just take simple stuff that we all know. If you're white, you're more likely to go to college. That, like, let's just say things like that out loud. Studies of discrimination, it's hard to say it's my favorite study. It's my favorite to bring up because it shows people how deep these systems of discrimination go and how hard it would be to identify them and to get them out of our system, because our system was tilted against people of color from the beginning. Was and currently still is. Yeah, I don't mind. Claim that scrap. And so, you got that hyperdrive module. That's not bad. I hang on to that. Anyway, so yeah, here's what the study was, and this has been done multiple times. You take identical information in terms of, okay, I don't care about that one. I don't care about that one currently. Anyway, so you take identical information in terms of level of education, current employment, etc., etc. Like, wait, is that my? That's not mine. I was like, wait, how did I get both of them on here? You take the exact same information, but the top of one application for a bank loan, for a mortgage loan, which, by the way, the ability to own a house, the ability to own property is one of the biggest ways in which we are able to continually oppress and hold down people of color. I don't know if you knew that, but storage augmentation, hex yeah, is factually accurate. Not a happy fact, but a fact nonetheless. And so, okay. Think that's all the things. Anyway. But yeah, ladies and gents, it's so what happens, you take the identical information, and on one bank loan you put like Roger and Susan Smith, and on the other one you put like Tamika and Jamal Johnson, and guess who's gonna get more bank loans? You don't even have to guess. You know. You already know the inequalities in our system. You know them. I don't have to spell them out for you. You know. And and so like this business of like, oh, you can become whatever you want to be. Like, well, aim high, but also buckle yourself up for disappointment, because life very often disappoints. And also sometimes our greatest achievements are the most disappointing. And I know that that's not something that anybody wants to hear, but it is nonetheless true. You know, put it this way. You would be happier to find a $20 bill that you did not know you had. You would be happier to find a $20 bill you didn't know you had in the pants pocket of a pair of pants that you haven't worn in a while. You'd be happier with that than you would be to get your PhD. And that sounds stupid. It absolutely sounds stupid, but it's not. It's not stupid. It just tells us something about the nature of happiness. Okay. Debrief, my friend. Let's find out what you got. Yeah. Okay. Do. All right. Like, you guys. Ooh, salvage frigate module. I will take it. Ooh, there's some units. Failed to find the ocean floor. Oh man, you guys. 97 activated copper. Geknip. Why would you bring me Geknip? That. What a bunk mission. Like, that barely brought me anything. Ugh. I spent more on that one than I got back. Anyway, That it do be like that though sometimes. Um anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like life is just very often disappointing, and sometimes your greatest achievements are often very disappointing. And oh, I'll give, do you want to know? I will give you example, all right? Easy, easy example. Um yeah, and I love that wait, hold up. I need to make me some I need to make me some freaking fuel. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's view these expeditions. This one, like the ones that take a long time, because it seems like they might actually bring more. Yeah, I don't know what these dots mean, honestly, but whatever. Yeah, launch that expedition. There you go. Anyway, so they're gonna take 4 hours of actual real time. So if I were to check back in like a little over 4 hours from now on my computer, they would be done. But I ain't staying up that much longer. Screw that. Anyway, so that's how your freighter expeditions go, and you can go and buy better and better frigates. Okay, I've got 4 ships currently, and this is the one I fly the least because it's kind of a pain. It looks cool, but it's kind of a pain to fly. This thing, Battlescar Skrlachtica, is a joy to fly. Oh, geez. How about don't put me into an asteroid immediately? That would be lovely. Anyway. So yeah, life has this incredible tendency to just disappoint us and to not bring us what we desired, what we wanted. And that is one of the interesting ways in which the Buddha approached life. Is that he's like, no, you got to understand, like, if you are all hung up on this world that we are living in, then you're gonna suffer as a result. Because, you know, wanting anything is suffering. You know, having a preference for what you want on your toast in the morning is a materialistic yearning, and it leads to suffering. You know, and you wouldn't think like, oh, wanting knowing what I want on my toast in the morning, that's a bad thing. No, but like the concept behind it, that like we fill our lives, like Heidegger would say that we fill our lives with meaningless pastimes, you know, failing to confront the truth of the fact that we are all gonna die someday, and indeed we will. Oh, I can't wait to take on some hostiles with this bad boy. This would be a good time. Yeah, I don't give a crap. I'm just, you know, trying to pick up some tritium, to be honest. Oh, you came up quick, dude. You came up quick. Look at you. That all you got? Like, really? It's almost nothing. Anyway, just trying to make sure I have tritium in abundance. I don't think any of these planets are anything, yeah, poisonous. I don't care. Anyway. but yeah, like I often find myself trying to fill my life with things that do not matter, that cannot bring me happiness. And I think that, all of these systems is very interesting. The Gnostics would agree to it, the Buddhists would agree to it, and a lot of Christians would even agree that, like, oh yes, this world is not the one that matters, and I don't know about that. Like, we've got one life, and that's all that we know. Like, we know for sure we've got one life. That much we do know. Beyond that is a little bit of tricky business as to, what you specifically believe. And it's wide open to you. What you want to feel about things doesn't make it necessarily true or not true. Is just you have the power to believe whatever you're going to believe about it. Anyway, so yeah, there are people that I can absolutely agree with about the nature of this world and its materialism and its emptiness and shallowness and inability to bring happiness. But I would also say that beyond that, it's not like we can't be happy or we can't have good things in our lives that bring us meaning, because we absolutely can. Oh, I need to put in this hyperdrive module. Wait, come on. We are going to put that. I'm going to put you right. Put you right here. So you can make this happen. Anyway, oh, I could have just clicked on it like a smart guy. Let's do a little warping. Yeah, so the world will disappoint, and it will continue to disappoint. And that is the nature of it. Oh, yeah, I need to get my Emerald Drive and my... Oh, I didn't even have an economy scanner. Ugh. What am I doing? Wait, whoa. Is that my jump range now? Obviously not. Hey, where are you telling me to go? Have I been there? I don't know. Okay, let's just go to this one because I feel like it. Anyway, I will just buy some things on the space station to try and make up for the things that we're missing. Anyway, I feel like I can't really squeeze the water out of this stone like I want to, like I really want to say what I mean, but I feel hampered partially by the fact that there we go. Come on. Oh, this guy. No, I'm not shooting you, dummy. Wait. I am shooting you, dummy. There we go. I'm trying not to engage in friendly fire, although it does get hard. Yeah. You buy a good fighter and the shields are like, yeah, I'm in here all day. This is what we do. Like, we got you. Stay on target. Stay on target. I can't see him. Anyway. Oh my god. Let's see here. Come on. Okay, this guy. Oh. I hate it when you accidentally friendly fire on the good guys, but they do get in the way very often, and so makes it hard. Okay, who's left? Who wants some? Come to Papa. Anyway. You want a little? Huh? Do ya? Punk? Ah, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. There's a lot of baddies in this one. There we go. Did it. Any blue triangles coming at me? No? Good. There we go. Yes. I will come on board. I understand. Yeah, I killed a lot of those guys. Ooh, I'm dangerous. Yeah, I like how I just flew right into the opening. Like, these are not the easiest freighters to enter, which is why, although they look cool, they're not necessarily the best. But whatever. I like them. That's what matters. So, yes, life very often disappoints and will continue to disappoint for as long as you are alive. And the fact is, like, it's every cliche that you've ever heard. Like, you actually do have some say in your own happiness and your own pursuit of it. But also, like, here's a fun thing, is that happiness is a tricky monkey, and it's hard to get your hands on, and it's hard to make that work. So, yeah, I got you. I understand you. Let's see. B, nah, decline. Sorry. Anyway. But sometimes you just feel really depressed, is what you feel. And life just feels disappointing, and it feels like nothing you've done is worthwhile, nothing you've done is working out. uh, nothing means anything, and unto nothing it will return. That's what it feels like. And from a certain point of view, that is absolutely correct. Like, yeah, of course. Duh. What do you think this life is? Like, is this wildly impermanent nonsense that we have to put up with until we're dead? Like, oh, haha. Yeah, starting to see my wife's point. Anyway, but yeah, the nature of life itself. This temporary state, and like, why? Why do these things even matter? Well, they matter because we understand that we live between two ticks of a clock, and that's it. We are here, and we are gone. In the time that we have, in the intervening hours, what can we do? What ought we to do? And, you know, the answer very often feels difficult. It just does. And so, times like today where I'm just not feeling great, like I just feel bottomlessly despairing, which I know that hasn't necessarily come out, or maybe it does. I don't know. Like, I told this story before when I went in to go get diagnosed for depression, and the doctor said, well, I think you have depression. And I said, really? Just like that? And he's like, well, you're not lighting up the room. And I mean, that's true. I wasn't lighting up the room, but also rude, doctor. Like, all the flourishing ones always have aggressive sentinels. Anyway. Acidic. Incandescent. Oh. Way too much sentinel activity for me. Oh, I gotta remember to do any of the things that I set out to do. Of course. So we are here for the blink of an eye, and then we are gone. And in between, what will it matter? You know, what could it possibly matter? Because nothing that we do is going to have a lasting impact. And I am saying this as a teacher. And I'm not saying this in a way like, nah, my students don't listen as much as I think they should. They don't. I mean, that's factually accurate, but it doesn't mean that okay. Yes, lie to the man, receive nanites. Anyway, that's my ship. It's first ship I've been like really, really excited about. That like the exotics, you always get excited, but finding one that you really like and then waiting around until you get the model of it that you want, that's freaking nice. Okay, let's see. I need 1, 4, 8, 13. I need 13 wiring looms to start with. Of course, I have to be buying them in a place where their like demand is through the roof. But, you know, sometimes it's just better to get it over and done with rather than shopping around for the bargain. Anyway. But yeah, you know, everybody's out there trying to make life be meaningful. Everybody's out there trying to make life into something great. And the fun thing about it is that, like, to a certain degree, you can't. Like, ha 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 ha, gotcha. Like, life is a tricky monkey. You thought you had it, but you don't. 4 or 5 I thought I had. Anyway. And then in the meantime, you know, like, how pathetic is it that any of us, for any amount of time, feel downtrodden and depressed and bad? Like, how sadly pathetic is that? Because we shouldn't feel that way, but we do. We very often do. And, like, some of us are freaking grown men, and we feel like, you know, little whiny freaking emo girls. Just because we are experiencing the feelings that you get when you are living a wildly impermanent. No, I don't want Atlas Station. I want Galactic Center. Anyway. Ugh. Okay, give me the red one. Red one. Red one, stupid. Yes, I know there's no life forms there, but I need the cadmium. Anyway, oh, come on. Activated cadmium. Regular cadmium, that's what we need. Try and find the red patches while I'm high up. So those will be the cadmium. Oh, right there. Here we go. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. Give me this too high to initiate landing. You're just fine. Oh, that's phosphorus. I need phosphorus. I need cadmium. There we go. Oh, I was already on terrain manipulator. Oh, you're going to be sad that I was ever like 30 cadmium shy of being able to build that drive on this ship. Anyway, yeah. It sucks that with the very finite life that we have, that any of us should spend any amount of time disappointed, downtrodden, sad, depressed, etc. Like, should we not feel the need to rejoice at all times simply by verity of our existence? We exist, and therefore is that not the greatest thing? The greatest hope we can claim, the greatest height that we can attain? Is that not it? Well, I don't know. It feels like it should be, but it is very often not enough. And that is also wildly upsetting. You know, hooray, it's all a self-feeding cycle of negativity and depression and sadness. And how do you get out? How do you get out of it? Like, if this is where you are, this is where you find yourself. Because, like, guess what? What I deal with is mild. What I deal with ain't that big of a deal comparatively. I know people who have it much, much worse. It is no contest. And it's not like, we're engaging in the suffering Olympics. Your suffering is your own. And because it is yours, it is valid. And, you are free to feel what you feel and experience what you experience. But, I'm scanning things. Hooray. Anyway. Ugh. I'm so glad they made those easier to pick up. In all the earlier versions of the game, they were a real pain in the butt. Like, you put them down and then, take forever to pick up. And we found out that, to get them, you had to aim, you had to zoom in super close, and you had to hit it very low on the base. And that is not a requirement anymore. Luckily, you can put down markers and pick them up super easy. Anyway. But yeah, let me try to tie this all back together. So, here I am, I'm a grown man playing a video game and complaining about my depression. Hooray, yay, I'm the first person to have ever done this. Aren't I something? Well, no, I'm not really. And I know that I'm not, and I do not believe that I am, especially not today. Holy frick, today I ain't nothing worth talking about. I don't know. And it sucks because then I bring bad energy and bad vibes into my classroom, and maybe the fact that freshmen are such jerks has something to do with me, and has something to do with the way that I am feeling right now, and the way that I am approaching my own existence right now, because I'm not. Oh, buried cash, those are supposedly good. Yeah, but it's not great, not going super great for me right now. And who knows, tomorrow might very well be a very different story, and I certainly hope that it will be. I really do. Really and truly do. There's no assurance that it will be. There's no guarantee that, I used to say in high school, I was like, hey, the cool thing about me is that I might feel terrible one day, but I'll be right back the next. And I really believed that about myself. Really, really believed it. And believed that it was one of my strengths as a person, was that, like, yeah, I feel terrible sometimes and I'm told sure to be around. Um, when I'm just wallowing in self pity and, all the other whatnots. Yeah, sure. Chore to be around. Sorry. But then again, another buried cache. I'll go get that one. Just because we'll go for a little walk. Am I running? I said walk. Come on, chunkster. You can do this. You need a little exercise. Anyway, but yeah, I do feel that ever present gnawing, that feeling that that this is all very temporary and that this is all very meaningless and ultimately futile. I don't feel like things are going well. I don't. And, I look at my major accomplishments. Like, yeah, I got a GSA started this year. Like, woohoo. But, like, guess what? I've had multiple people quit because, like, number one, parents are like, no, I don't want my kid to be in some sort of club like that. And it's like, well, your kid needs it the most. Like, if that's the way you feel about it, then your kid needs it the most. Because guess what? Stupid mineral records. Anyway, let me just analyze them and have it over and done with. Anyway, barely any nanites to speak of. Forgot what I was even talking about. Kind of tedious that way. I wish I had a good memory, but I don't. And I keep intending to cultivate one, and I don't have one. Unfortunately, I think I could actually be a smart person if I had a decent memory. Anyway, so, yeah. It's just dukkha, you're alive, and because you are alive, you are suffering. It's not because anyone's jabbing you with a red hot poker. It's the nature of the universe. It's the nature of life itself. And so I distract myself with pastimes, with petty little pastimes to help myself to not have to feel what I don't want to feel. Because I'm ashamed of my little emo girl tendencies. Because I don't freaking know, like, I don't know how I, like, this is weird. Like, I don't want to be that guy who's like, my parents are the source of all my problems. But, like, your parents are the source of a lot of your problems. I mean, my kids are going to need a lot of therapy for just having me as a dad. I mean, just the genetics alone, it does not bode well. They're going to need therapy. And you know what? Everybody needs therapy, to be honest. But I'll tell you this, like, my parents always meant well, and they always tried to do what they felt was right. I do not agree with a lot of their decisions necessarily. But also they don't agree with a lot of mine. So, meh, it all comes out in the wash. We still love each other. We still care about each other. But, like, I was emotionally distant when I was growing up. And I can see that my father, like, my dad was depressed, same as I am. And I just see that and how he interacted with me, and like, is it any wonder that I turn out the way that I am based on who my parents were? My mother is the most anxious woman to ever live. Well, maybe not. I mean, her mother pretty freaking anxious, to be honest. um Hold up. Wait. Oh, jeez. Yeah, just run into things. That's a good plan. Okay, let's get this cadmium on board. And we need this emerald. So we need to go to a green system, which I haven't seen any of them. So that's... Oh, wait, there's one right out there. Yeah, I hate that, like, all of the... Oh, no, this one actually has... They'll have a space station and everything. Anyway, just trying to get my ship upgraded with all of the proper warp technologies. Yeah, it is a struggling economy. Don't I know it? Wait. Stellar corruption detected. Alright, that's not nothing. Ooh, Crunchleberry. Yeah, ancient bones. See if we can find some of these ancient bones. Yeah, you can scam me all you want, friend. Going down on the planet, so best of luck with all of your future endeavors. Anyway, but like, in life, I have always barked up the wrong tree, looked for the wrong ways in which to get the validation that I need, to get the happiness that I need to resolve my feelings. Oh my God. How about you, friend? It's just I've always gone about it wrong. And that's just the way it's been. It's not something that I'm particularly delighted with, but I have always been so excellent at not really doing what's important and filling my life with things that are just wildly unimportant, so that I can while away the hours and not feel the crushing despair. Wait, I thought I was scanning you, stupid. Yeah, now I gotcha. Just not feel the crushing despair that you tend to feel when you're, I don't know, awake and alive and living life and whatnot. Oh, this actually does have... Okay. Well, I will make a note of that. Last planet that I was on that said it had ancient bones was a liar. Anyway. So life disappoints, and then I disappoint myself with the way that I live my life. Like, I do, and I'm just feeling very disappointed with myself in various ways. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Sorry. Just trying to do a thing. Anyway, transmission tower. Here we go. Okay, 99 is so 7, 6, 5, 4. It's going to be 77. Ooh, distress signal. Sweet. All right, then. But yeah, like, here's the thing, and I know that it's wrong to always compare myself to other people in different circumstances, but like, I just think about my uncle's funeral. Like, I mean, honestly, okay, so today I got a bunch of materials from my parents from my friend's funeral. The guy that was my best friend all through high school and college, like, got stuff from his funeral because I didn't go to his funeral. My parents are like, oh, sorry. And I think they're, thinking that I'm really taking it bad, but like, I'm not and haven't been because, like, we haven't been close in 15 years. So, like, it doesn't, like, it's not happy. It's not great that, like, that something, ooh, hello. This something like this has happened where, like, I don't feel like the need to attend the funeral of someone who's meant so much over such a long period of time. But, like, meh, like, what are you gonna do? Life is complicated, and it gets weird and more complicated the longer you go. I like this nose. It's not an easy one to find a lot of times. I don't love this wing configuration. It's okay, I guess. Anyway, but yeah, so, like, obviously, okay. I don't think I learned anything because I think I already know all the recipes that they would have been teaching me. Anyway, so yeah, I try to act like I haven't been disappointed with with ways in which my friend's life went, but like, but I am disappointed in ways in which his life went, and he was before he died and shuffled off this mortal coil. Like, um, he, oh, frick, I feel like I got an ant bite on my eyeball. Anyway, um, he didn't love everything that I chose in life, and vice versa. And that's, you know, sad for two old friends to really have to come to grips with. But it is what it is. Oh, Class C, good. I can get rid of it. I will claim this ship, and then I will sell it. Oh, but I have to, like, rebuild everything. Luckily, I have parts. Anyway. Oh, do I not have... Ugh. Okay, let's... Wait, also, I want to install this while I'm thinking about it. Anyway, let's go into our here. Let's go here. Oh, dingus. Let's use some of that condensed carbon. Anyway, there's that metal plating. Boom, boom. Okay. Let's fly this bad boy up on out of here. I mean, it is pretty compact. I mean, there is that, but I've never loved this wing configuration necessarily. Anyway, but yeah, so like funerals I think about. Yes, I think about my friend, and I think about, just disappointment in so many ways. And time already talked about these things in other episodes, whatever. And then there was my uncle Grant, who was as good a man as has ever lived on this planet. Just a wonderful human being who, like, made such a positive impact in the world around him. Was remembered so fondly. And, like, I don't think that necessarily the indication of a meaningful life is a good funeral, because obviously there are going to be people who do things that others might not even know what they have done in order to impact a life, but they have, and that they have made their impacts, and whether they are known, whether they are called out, whether they are given credit for the things they've done, like, that's fairly immaterial. Anyway, but yeah, back here in the VIP lounge. But yeah, my Uncle Grant did so much for people, and I've always looked at his example and have said, well, that's how to live. Like, that's how to do it. That's how to actually have an impact and make your life worth anything. It's to impact others so that they will tell your stories and they will remember you. Okay, cool. I guess is how people are going to feel about it. Except for the part where, nope, that's not how that goes. Oh, I need emerald. That's why I'm here in this system. You are not guaranteed a legacy. You are not guaranteed to be remembered the way that you wish And, lucky for you, whenever you die, that, oh, that's right, that the odds are always tilted unfairly in the favor of the deceased. People really don't want to speak ill of the dead, so that's good. Like, so if you're worried about it, death can be a major positive move. I mean, look what it did for Kurt Cobain's career. I mean, that sounds very cruel and unfeeling, but it's true. Anyway, I'm obviously delirious and talking myself in circles and not really giving a crap. This is a terrible episode, but ladies and gents, like, I find myself continually disappointed in how I approach various aspects of my life, and I very much wish that I were different, that these aspects of my life were different, that I felt as if I had more control, but I don't. So, hooray, hurrah. Life is what it is, and then I distract myself till I reach the finish line, I guess. It's what you can do. It's not anyway, it's not great, but it is normal and it is natural. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like, I just grow so very weary sometimes of the terrible down pressing weight. Actually, I want to see what that ship is. Not gonna lie. Oh my god. Oh my god. This guy. I love it when there are little snub nose, like, your starter ship, but with, like, cool stuff. And, so in IKEA colors with square engines. Let me look at that back end. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice ship. Anyway. So, yeah, I didn't even look for... Why can't I freighter warp drive is... Oh, I'm not going to be able to... Well... Ancient bones and emerald. Things I need to look for. So look for green. And look for... Well, ancient bones I'll have to be on the ground for. Yeah. Green should be easy to spot in this. You'd think. Should just find a place to land and do a search. Well, maybe land up on top rather than down in the bottom. You know. Or find a much bigger bottom. Big bottom drive me out of my mind. How can I leave this behind? Anyway, yay. You're gonna get all mad. I didn't do anything. Yeah. How you like that? Totally did something, and then he's like, what did you do? And I'm like, nope, nothing. Salt. Paraffinium. Salt. Berry technology. Come on. Paraffinium. Emerald. Grass is nice on this planet. Like this or red grass. Makes me feel like a Time Lord. Anyway. But I do need to wrap up to help cure me from the rambling and the pointless meandering. But yeah, like I'm just sometimes gonna feel like this, and it sucks. But I can, talk my way through it, help myself feel in any way, shape, or form better. And I don't necessarily feel better. Ha 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 ha. Worthwhile. Doing it. Killing it. No, not really. But, yeah, just try to get by the best that I can, and like the thing that sucks, like I really get very upset often with like my freshmen, for example, and their willful ignorance, where they'll be like, ooh, I don't know a thing and I don't want to know it. It's like, why would you not want to know a thing that can be known? Like, if you can get it into your brain, if you can acquire the knowledge and there's someone who can deliver it to you, why would you not just automatically seek to acquire it? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, that you wouldn't automatically want to acquire that knowledge. But of course, I'm a very different person than they are. Very different mindset, different values, etc. Because I was raised by a man who didn't love the job that he had for 35 years. And the reason he stayed at that job for 35 years is because he wasn't qualified for much else, because he didn't have a degree. And so, like, in an old-timey construct where you actually could work your way into people. Wait. Oh, that's gonna be my wife. Can't even find my phone. I'm too tired. Hello, I'm coming to bed. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah. Uh, yeah, she went to bed hours ago like a sane person. I have been here, like, just, like, how about this? I haven't been sleeping well, and the fact that I'm staying up again tonight, not helping. Not helping. I'm not taking care of myself in a lot of ways. And that self care matters. It matters a lot. And I haven't been doing well at it for numerous reasons. And I don't have time to go into right now because I gotta go to bed. But, like, I don't know why. Like, I wish it were. Sometimes it's real dumb. You know, sometimes it's like, oh, you didn't, you know, eat when you needed to or take a nap when you needed to. And so now you're just going to be depressed. You're just going to be wildly, hopelessly depressed. And the thing that sucks is that, you know, I am aware of another well, I'm aware of multiple students who suffer from depression. I'm aware of students who suffer from it way worse than I could ever hope to. And why would I hope to? It's dumb. Actually, here's something funny. When I was younger, I was always like, well, I'm not depressed enough to be a good, you know, artistic creator. You know, and so I never developed a lot of the skills that I had because I was like, well, if I'm ever going to be good at this, that, or the other, I need to be depressed because all of the people who are, you know, great, you know, great authors, great playwrights, great poets, great thinkers, you know, great anything, well, they've all been wildly, horrifically depressed. And, you know, it makes you question so much the value of what it is that we are even doing. Like, really? Is, you know, like the people doing the things that I most admire are the people who are most depressed. You know, how is that gonna, oh, I wondered if you were gonna be the one. You look ugly and should die as a result. Anyway, if you stand still, they'll be like, I don't know what happened. Anyway, just need to get off this planet. But yeah, I know people who suffer so much more than I do, and that it's so much more painful, so much more frequent, so much more difficult to overcome. And sometimes my triggers are really dumb. And I hate that. And once again, makes me feel like, and I say it always like, oh, the tweenage girl. Well, like, I say that because, you know, that I'm making fun of my own feelings, not the feelings of teen and tweenage girls, whose feelings are absolutely valid. I'm making fun of my own feelings. I am doing so in a very stupid way that I don't even necessarily agree with. But what I'm doing is like I'm bringing up an idea that, okay, select other ship. Yeah, you are my friend, and I knew you would come. Oh, there was some right in front of me the whole time. Probably enough to suit my needs. Anyway, regardless, let's just head back to the space station and call it good. But yeah, like I said, it's not suffering Olympics. We're all just humans trying to do our best. And that often sucks because, you know, very often doing your best is not going to work out well for you. These guys never have anything good. They're like traveling merchants in Minecraft. You should just kill them and take their wares. Actually, you can kill them and take their wares. It's just that you'll lose standing with whatever race controls the system that you're in. Anyway, try and minimize my problems, try and laugh off my problems, try and deal with my problems, try and cope with them, try and talk my way around them. You know, a lot of it is fruitless, but acknowledging what it is, seeing it, understanding it, calling it out, that is so wildly important. It really is. It really is so very wildly important because yeah, I'm gonna log out. You know, the monster that can be named is never as scary as the monster that cannot be named. The monster that is known is always less scary than the monster that is unknown. Anyway, I don't even know what I'm saying. The whole thing is pointless. This is a stupid episode. Trying to be all like, ooh, I'm deep and I have thoughts on things. I'm very depressed. Ooh, I'm an artist. Think more than anything, I'm just continually like, I'm always disappointed with the fact that my depression never brought me closer to like any artistic greatness. You know, because I'm like 40 something. There's nothing left in that tank. Anyway, people, hey, treat yourselves well. Be good to you. You're all you got. As far as we know, life is better than the alternative. You know, because like all this talk of heaven and whatnot, like, we don't know. You don't know. You don't know. The sun came up today. It's going to come up tomorrow. Know that. Like, know that based on the so many times that it has and the so many times that it does. And also because if our sun exploded or something terrible 8 minutes from now, this entire episode will not matter because the entire internet and the human race and everything will die immediately. So we don't have to worry about it. Anyway, I'm a chipper dandy. I'm just gonna shut the frig up. Okay, bye.